All right, y'all. So we are back with another very bullish Toshi video. We're going to be going over some things from the community. Things are looking really good. Things are always looking good. The community is active. The community has thoughts and things that they want to, get across and stress to everyone. So yeah, we're going to be going over some of that. But if you don't know what's going on and why the price of Toshi has actually gone down a bit and why there's been this big correction, outside of the fact that this just happens in crypto, Toshi is, as I always say, it's tied directly to Bitcoin and Ethereum's performance. What happened is recently Bitcoin has been heavily manipulated. Bitcoin was manipulated, and this is all part of a bigger plan, which I speak more about this stuff in my private network. I'm very serious about the value that I bring there with a lot of the insights that you would not know. You may think that some things are conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but the reality is this entire space as a whole is designed to enslave. It's designed to enslave and trap you. And basically, this is going to, just as good as it is right now and just as big of an opportunity it is right now, the script is going to be flipped and it's going to be used to enslave in the future. And it is very important to know what's actually going on. And this is how you learn the investments that are valuable. Because if you know how a prison is being set up and you know that, oh, they're going to need to buy more of those type of screws right there because those are the most secure to hold a prison together. And you know you're going to need some of those pegs right there. You know you're going to need some of those, sail handles. You know exactly what they need and exactly what they're going to use. That's how you know, oh, okay, so they're going to need a little bit of XRP. Okay, they're going to need a little bit of that. They're going to need some of that too, because that's very important. You cannot build the prison without that. So at the point where you actually understand what's happening in the full spectrum of crypto, that's when you can actually hold the investments that's making myself and a lot of the people in the network money right now. Like it's very simple. It's very, very easy. All you need to do is understand the bigger design and understand how this is all working together. Now, Toshi is a play that's not so closely tied to the bigger picture. This is just like a community play, but communities are very important throughout the process. So yeah, manipulation is going to happen on the Bitcoin level because the whales need to accumulate more. Businesses are just starting to accumulate. Obviously, it's always going to be filtered or masked behind, oh, this particular whale just sold and dumped, and that is why Bitcoin has crashed. This very, very rich guy dumped. It's like, but why? Why did he choose to do that? And was it really his choice, or was it somehow done by force? Was he forced to do it? Like, is it all, like, is he in cahoots with certain people, or are certain people threatening him? It's like, it's a very, very deep game, but if you understand it, that is when you can use exactly how the game is played to profit. So that is what we do. That's what I'm all about. It's all about understanding. This is why I'm all about fundamental analysis, because at the point where you understand things, you can see the bigger picture. And even though you have no crystal ball, you don't know timelines, you don't know stuff like that, it doesn't matter because you know the direction we're going in. And as long as you know where the money is going to flow and your hand is right here, matter of fact, more than just a hand, you got two hands right here. Some people are going to have time to put a whole bag there. Some people are going to have a whole time to put a little wall right there to scoop some out. It's like, as long as you know where the flow of money is going, you can scoop and take as much out as you possibly can as it's going to its destination. And that is how we play this game, personally. Everybody has their own routes. Everybody has their own perceptions and how they go about this. But this is the way that I go about it because it's what I know best. It's what I do best, and it has been very successful for me. So, yeah. That being said, let's jump into some Toshi directly things and see what's happening right now in the community. So, that, if you don't know, that is why Toshi is down. Heavy manipulation at the Bitcoin level, which is going to trickle down to other things. And if you like a lot of the bears or a lot of the haters and things like that, where you wonder, okay, well, why is this pumping then? Why is that pumping then? Each community and each things can have particular catalysts that makes whales buy that still. Like, everyone who's rich isn't going to get scared out of a position or something like that. And some projects can use a scary looking market as a way to market their project. If a lot of whales, or if one whale comes and holds the price up by himself or boosts the price up by himself, now that becomes the only green thing in a market full of red, which is great advertising and promotion for whatever project it is. So there's a lot of different ways to play this game, but it is a game. So you need to understand these things if you want to, you know, make the proper decisions and the best decisions for yourself throughout this process. But anyway, onto it. Now, this is one of those things. Anyone else literally YOLO their life savings into Toshi? I'm dead serious right now. I'm talking liquidating IRAs, bank balance at almost zero, selling stuff on eBay to buy more, liquidating every other crypto I have. I did not make this decision. Likely anyone else. Now, this is the type of stuff people see and they believe that they didn't do enough themselves. I would never advise anyone to take this route personally. I would never take this route personally. Toshi is not one of those assets that is very critical to the structure of what's being built and what's actually going on. Toshi is something with a lot of potential and it can go very, very far, but at the same time, it does come with risks like anything else, which means that understand your risk tolerance. The thing is, if somebody liquidates all their assets, but within 1 or 2 years, they could have all that stuff again, like because they have a high earning potential and they have high income skills and jobs and things like that, where they could really go hard, lock in, go in grind mode and get it all back. Someone like that doing something like this, it's not that deep as someone who's gonna have to work for the next 10, 20 years to get back what you've just lost. And that's when the risk is so high, you can't think clearly. At the point where you've put 2, 3, 4, 5 years of your life into something and it crashes, it's hard to think clearly as there's dips and things like that, because you're seeing everything you've worked for your entire life move, as opposed to somebody who's investing a certain amount, but you know that you can have one good month and make that amount back. Like, yeah, it's a substantial amount, but you could have one good month, go hard, and that's a peak month for you, but you could realistically make that. Like if you put 100K in and you've had a 100K month before and you know how to have a 100K month again, putting 100K in, that may be all you have to your name because you're not saving, you have a lot of assets, or you have a lot of cars or homes or something like that, and that's nothing to you. But at the point where you don't have as much and you've had to save everything for the last 5 years and you can't just have a 100K month, putting 100K in, mortgaging your house and stuff, like you could leave yourself exposed to a very bad situation. So at the point where your house is literally on the line, you have to have an insanely high risk tolerance. Like, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you can kind of see how someone puts themselves somewhere where they end up committing suicide because they don't know how to deal with the results of being wrong about something. You don't want to do that. That is not the type of decision that you want to make. So I'm as big of a fan and holder of Toshi as anyone, but don't put your life on something like Toshi. I'm just be honest with you. That's not something that you should do. My man said 70% of my entire net worth is in Toshi right now, and I know at least one other person that is pretty much in your exact same situation. So we have a lot of diamond hand holders throughout the Toshi community, and honestly, the fact that so much of the community is like this towards Toshi, it does send very strong signals of the success of Toshi, because this is the foundation. A lot of foundations are scammers looking for a quick $1,000 come up and stuff like this. These is people putting their entire everything into Toshi. So with these types of people who can handle that risk tolerance, then, I mean, a strong army of those people can push a project over the top. But if you are not on that level, you don't have that risk tolerance, don't sit here and try to force something that's just not you. That is going to put you in a very tough and difficult position. So it is very important to still manage your finances properly based on where you are in life. Don't sit around looking at what someone else is doing and try to copy it, because you'll sit here and go all in. The person who, and let's say we lose. Let's say we take a loss. That person, they're pissed. They have to work super hard for 1 year. You have to dig yourself out for the next 10 years because you tried to jump in and do something that you're not in a position to do. This is why you do what you can do, where you can still forget about it. It doesn't actually matter, and you could change your life, but at the same time, you keep grinding. Like you can still think clearly. You can't, like, if you don't know how you're gonna pay next month's rent, you're gonna put yourself in a position where you get what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, like be wise when it comes down to your finances and the way that you're approaching this game in this market. You don't want to just be making decisions because other people are diamond handing. My man said, zoom out and you can clearly see the Toshi trend is up. Don't let them shake you out. And this is usually true. When in doubt, zoom out. That's a very common thing. So if you look at the, 1 hour, if you look at these lower time frames, things tend to look a lot scarier. It looks like, oh, we're dipping, it's going crazy, it's so horrible. Then you go up and then you see, oh, it's not that bad. Then you go up in the time frame a little bit more. It's like, oh wait, overall we're still going up. Like we're not down, we're going up. Then you go to like the daily and you see a big green candle right here where it's like, oh, okay, I thought things was a lot worse than it actually is. You look at the green candles on the daily and you can see, boom, it's still up. This is still a great month. Even if we're not, necessarily where we came from, we're not anywhere near where we were. So yeah, that's important to sometimes zoom out to get that clarity on exactly where we're positioned when it comes down to your investment. So yeah, that's a very, very important skill to have. And this is what I mean. Like you won't have the clarity to be thinking clear. Like if you put in more than you can afford to lose, you won't have the clarity to sit here and zoom out, really think calmly and try to look at stuff from different angles. You're going to wonder why your money's going down. You're going to be ready to pull out. You're going to be ready to preserve wealth or preserve what you have. Like, and that's a natural reaction. That's a natural instinct. You should want to preserve what you have, especially if you have put a lot in. So this is why I advise against putting yourself in certain situations in the first place, because they're not for everyone. Definitely not for everyone whatsoever. Sayin posted something. He said, Toshi family, I have a feeling that whale just bought because he knows something that'll make a cat meow. So as you can see, going up, people are buying, whales are going crazy again with Toshi. And this is a very common thing. The entire time we've been going down, people have been putting millions of dollars behind Toshi. Some are probably whales, some are probably exchanges. A lot is in the books for Toshi, I believe. I believe a lot is being cooked up. I don't think Toshi is out of moves and catalysts or anything like that just yet. I don't think we have a shortage of catalysts and stuff coming for Toshi. But yeah, I mean, it's a time right now where at the highest level of crypto, it's heavy manipulation, which means it's going to trickle down to the lowest levels of crypto like meme coin. So you have to be patient. You have to play the game. Understand, I also made a video. This was like one of my first videos in a while, actually, in a private network yesterday, where I explained exactly how the game works and why it's important for them to do this manipulation and bring the price down and lift it up and stuff like that, and why it's not just going to go in a straight line the way that you expect it to. Because a long story short, I'll summarize it. I went into a lot more details in the private network, obviously, but to summarize it, it makes market makers way more money, price fluctuations, especially when it does the opposite of what you expect it to do. So when you're really bullish, if they make it do the opposite, they're gonna make way more money. If you're really bearish, they're gonna make way more money making it go up. So that's why it's this little game back and forth, because that is what makes them money. They're not like you and the average traders where they just buy and hold and wait for the market to go up and they make money like that. No, they make money if it goes up, down, sideways, no matter what. They're making money at all times. So that is the game for them. So you have to understand how the game is played at different levels, and then you'll know what's going on, because you see the price going down, you start panicking because you don't understand the bigger game that's happening behind the scenes. At the point where you watching the chart, you watching Toshi go down, and you're like, damn, they just cooked him. Like buddy right there who was in that position, he just got fried. That's crazy. It's almost like watching a basketball game or something. It's like, dang, my man's right there. They dunked on him. Oh, now it's about to go back up. Then you see it, like once you can see it and start spotting the trends and start understanding what's happening, it's really like it's a sport at that point. You can really start trading and things like that at that point. But I just wanted to give you all a little bit of game, a little bit of insights throughout this one. Hopefully this kind of, gets you in the right headspace to look at things with a little bit more clarity and to make sure you're in the best position possible for you. Don't sit here and try to keep up with the Joneses. To make sure you're in the best possible position for you. Everyone is not at the same level of risk tolerance for many different reasons. Like I said, if somebody could go get a $500,000 job for 1 year or 2 years and make up everything that they have lost in Toshi if it goes to zero, you're not in that position, yet you've equally put as much money as them, and they're in a completely different position where you would have to work 10, 20 years to get back there. It's a dumb decision for you. So, I mean, while I do believe that it could potentially work out, it may be a dumb risk that succeeds. What if it fails? You don't put your family's hands in or your family's future in a what if it fails type of situation. It's like, no, you should be good no matter what. Don't overdo it. The thing is learning the proper disciplines, learning to spot the proper thing, because if you can spot Toshi, the opportunity here, but you can't go as heavy this time around, there will be another opportunity and you will be able to spot it. Learn how to play the game correctly right now. Learn at this level how to play the game correctly. That way, if you can't go as heavy into Toshi, the next opportunity you read correctly, you will be able to go heavier into that. So it's all a process. Play at your level. But there we have it, Joe. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, fam.